It was December 20th, and the streets of the small town were already alive with the holiday spirit. String lights twinkled along the edges of rooftops, wreaths adorned shop windows, and the scent of cinnamon and roasted chestnuts filled the crisp winter air. Among the cheerful bustle was Clara, a woman in her early 30s, hurrying down Main Street. Her arms were heavy with shopping bags, her scarf hung loosely around her neck, and her face carried an expression of quiet exhaustion. Clara had always loved Christmas. As a child, she would eagerly help her mother bake cookies, decorate their small tree, and sing carols with her siblings. But this year, the holiday felt different, heavier, almost. After losing her job 3 months ago, Clara had been scraping by with freelance work and savings. She wanted to give her son, Leo, the magical Christmas he deserved, but every trip to the store was a reminder of how tight money was. As she reached her tiny apartment, Clara stopped to admire the decorations in her neighbor's window. A golden star sparkled at the top of their tree, and the sight made her smile despite herself. Maybe this year doesn't have to be perfect, she thought, turning her key in the lock. Inside, Leo was sitting on the carpet, his face lit up with excitement as he played with a small toy train. "Mom," he called out when he saw her. "Look, the train's going to the North Pole." Clara set her bags down and knelt beside him. "That's amazing, sweetheart. Maybe Santa will ride your train to deliver presents," she said, ruffling his hair. That evening, after Leo had gone to bed, Clara sat at the kitchen table, her laptop open to a list of freelance job postings. Bills were stacked neatly beside her, a silent reminder of everything she needed to pay off. As she browsed the listings, an ad for a temporary holiday position at the local community center caught her eye. "Help needed for Christmas Eve event," it read. "Short-term role. Great for spreading holiday cheer." Clara hesitated. She had been so focused on finding long-term work that she hadn't considered anything else. But the idea of earning a little extra money before Christmas was tempting. She applied and closed the laptop, hoping she'd hear back soon. The next morning, Clara received a call from the community center. They wanted her to help organize their annual Christmas dinner for families in need. The pay wasn't much, but it would cover a few extra gifts for Leo. She accepted the job and felt a small flicker of hope. Over the next few days, Clara threw herself into the preparations. She decorated the center with strings of lights and festive garlands, helped coordinate donations, and worked alongside volunteers who were just as passionate about making Christmas special for others. One of the volunteers, an older woman named Martha, noticed Clara's dedication. "You've got a good heart, dear," Martha said one afternoon as they wrapped gifts. "Sometimes the best way to find joy is to give it to others." Clara smiled, her heart warming at the words. For the first time in weeks, she felt like she was part of something meaningful. The big day arrived, and the community center was buzzing with activity. Families lined up to enjoy a warm meal, children ran around with their new toys, and the sound of laughter filled the air. Clara worked tirelessly, serving food, handing out presents, and even dressing up as an elf to entertain the kids. In the midst of the chaos, a man approached her. He looked to be in his 40s, with kind eyes and a friendly smile. "You're Clara, right?" he asked. "Yes, that's me," she replied, curious. "I'm David. I run the community outreach program here. I've been watching how hard you've worked these past few days, and I wanted to thank you. We don't get many people as dedicated as you." Clara felt her cheeks flush. "Oh, I'm just happy to help," she said modestly. "Well," David continued, "if you're interested, we're hiring for a part-time coordinator position. I think you'd be a great fit." Clara's breath caught. A job offer? She hadn't expected this at all. "I'd love to talk more about it," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. Later that night, Clara returned home with Leo. She was exhausted but happy. As she tucked him into bed, Leo looked up at her with sleepy eyes. "Mom, this was the best Christmas ever," he said. Clara laughed softly. "It's not even Christmas Day yet, silly," she said. "Yeah, but today felt like Christmas," Leo replied. "You were smiling all day." Clara kissed his forehead, her heart swelling with love. "Good night, sweetheart," she whispered. As she sat by the Christmas tree, Clara reflected on the past week. It wasn't the gifts or the decorations that made Christmas special. It was the connections, the kindness, and the moments of unexpected joy. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales. Learning English through stories is a fun and rewarding way to improve your skills. Join us and discover new stories every week. Hit the subscribe button and let's learn together. On Christmas morning, Clara woke up to the sound of Leo's laughter. She walked into the living room to find him playing with the few gifts she had managed to buy. They were simple, a puzzle, a book, and a small train accessory, but to Leo, they were treasures. As they sat together, enjoying the morning light streaming through the window, Clara felt an overwhelming sense of peace. This Christmas wasn't perfect, but it was enough. And sometimes, enough was all you needed. The holiday season is about more than just presents. It's about the love we share, the connections we make, and the hope that brighter days are always ahead. What's your favorite part of Christmas? Share it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories to help you practice your English.